First of all, what's up, everybody? I was completely supposed to be live. Fix this camera. Can you see my face? Y'all have zero earrings on. It's just gonna have to do. What's up, everybody? I love me a good hat. Make sure, y'all, YouTube live. This is my first YouTube live, by the way. I prefer Instagram, but you didn't hear that from me. It's like a weird shadow happening on my hat. That's fine. You know what? The thing about YouTube Live is you can't really get the camera right. You know what? It's this weird. Anyway, what's up, good people? I am Steph Jackson trying to fix her camera. I really just need a cameraman. Because why not? I love how I'm taking the first 2 minutes of this live to fix stuff. Anyway, what's up, y'all? I am Steph Jackson. For those who don't know me, I do what I want. I guess I can say I'm an athlete coach on and off the field. Um, Quick tidbit about me. I'm a former athlete. I say former. If I'm training, I'm just training to look good in life. I played basketball. I also played women's pro football. Um, Currently a lawyer and a former NFL scout. So I just do football stuff. All right. Right now, I'm kind of coaching this sevens team that I'm super excited about. You feel me? Um, so that's just a little bit about me. But yo, the title of this is called Your Super Bowl. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and be on live for 5 hours. Not tonight. Mm, I'm doing fun tech stuff tonight. Since I've been doing all weekend, y'all. Fun tech stuff. Um, as I watch Mary Tyler Moore in the background. Like, I love Mary Tyler Moore. I love all the old shows. Anyway, so I've had the pleasure of being at the Super Bowl for the past 4 Super Bowls or participating. I didn't go last year. They was tripping about, you know, I get it. Wait, was it last year? Because there was a pandemic? Yeah, the pandemic. I didn't go last year, but since 2019, I have participated in some capacity or attended the Super Bowls since Atlanta. You know, the trash Super Bowl where the Saints got cheated and all that crazy stuff. I think it was Tom Brady's sixth Super Bowl. Yeah. Anyway, I named this Your Super Bowl because no, this is not going to be a game recap, guys. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and go X's and O's with y'all. I mean, literally, I can do that all day, but this ain't got nothing to do with the Rams or the Bengals or Odell or Matthew Stafford or Joe Burr, cut that boy Cole, or Jamar or none of that. This has nothing to do with that. If you want a game recap, you can literally YouTube it. I'm not gonna sit here and recap the game, even though I completely enjoyed the halftime show. I went dumb when because I didn't know Eminem was gonna be there. Okay, I know 50 was gonna be there upside down. Um, you know what I'm saying? But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It's also a good game. I had the Rams winning by 3. If I was a betting woman, I'd be like cashed out. But that's not why we're here. Okay. We're here because for this Super Bowl in particular, one of the most popular football players ever, Odell Beckham Jr. And I just kind of I sat back and kind of watched how Hollywood and stars and social media were just so, and just lay people, you know what I'm saying? Like everyday folks were just so excited, leaving comments saying, he was destined, he deserves this. We so happy. Obviously, you got the haters too, but you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the other folks. Um, and then you got Matt Stafford. Basically, when the Rams won, it was kind of like we happy, you know what I'm saying? You deserve it. Look at how y'all far y'all have come, stuff like that. And it got me to thinking like, um, how the Super Bowl is super big for like it's the biggest single sporting event in America, right? Like, yes, we got so many people that love college football is my favorite sport. I mean, you got Michigan, Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, um, whatever have you, some of the great rivalries in college football and also the college football championship. But I don't even know if the college football championship pulls in. I didn't look at the stats, so it may pull in half of what the Super Bowl does. But anyway, 112 million people tuned in, almost half of America tuned in to watch the Super Bowl, especially this year was a very popular game. And then you got it out in LA, so all the stars were out. Um, and so I'm like, dang, man. I was just thinking, like, what I pose this question to myself and I pose it to you, like, yo, like, what is your Super Bowl and how you gonna get there? Those those are the two things I was thinking about because, and the reason I was thinking about this specifically is because I was look at like Cooper Cup's story or Odell's story or Matthew Stafford's story. Everybody's got a story, right? Just those three kind of really stuck out. Yeah, I know. My nail polish came off of every finger except this one. But back to those three stories stuck out because you look at Matt's journey, and obviously when you get drafted, everybody's like, "I want to win a Super Bowl." You look at Odell's journey through all these injuries, and now his journey is hitting another chapter. Because although it looked like he was poised to be Super Bowl MVP and have a huge game, he gets injured in the first half. Just a non-contact knee injury, and those are usually the worst. Um, so I pray to God that it's not a long road to recovery, but there is a road to recovery for him. So his story is still trucking on. Then you got Cooper Cup, not highly recruited coming out of high school, not really on anybody's top 10 list. And now he's had one of the greatest seasons of any wide receiver like ever. And then tops it off with cherry on top with Super Bowl MVP. Right. Some people argue Matthew Stafford should have got it, but he got it, whatever. And so I'm like, well, what about the people that's on Instagram commenting and leaving comments and saying how much these cats deserve this? I'm like, well, what's your Super Bowl? Like, I asked myself first, obviously, and I'm like, well, what's my Super Bowl? Right? Like, what am I working towards? Why do I keep getting up every time I get hit? Why am I working little by little every day? Like, what does my Super Bowl look like, and how am I gonna get there? As that's really what we talking about tonight. So for them, their Super Bowl is the biggest football game of their life, right? Like it is what it is, the championship. Um, so every rep they've done since Pee Wee to Pop Warner, all the 7 on 7s now that's huge, but I don't know, but all the 7 on 7 series they trained at all the all the reps in the weight room, you know what I'm saying? All the sprints on the field, on the track, if you like me on the hill. Um, every time they wanted to quit and got back up, every injury they had, every setback they had, every time a team traded them in the middle of the night, every time a team they thought they was gonna retire with traded them, you know what I'm saying? Go from being the face of a franchise to a problem child, you know what I'm saying? So why do you go through all that? Um, and so for me, very early on, because being an athlete, you always, and especially like a hyper focused, super competitive athlete, you always like, you always just looking and saying, this championship, I'm looking right here, this championship matters so much. But if you put it in perspective of the grand things in life, like I didn't win a championship. I mean, I trained harder than everybody, I practiced harder than everybody, I came early, stayed late. Whatever you thought the picture of work ethic was, that was me, right? Like, I mean, I was risking life and limb to get better. And I didn't win a championship until after I graduated from college and went to play women's pro football. And I ended up winning two championships. And so, but years before that, I spent 20 years training. Like basketball, I was training another sport. Um, fell short of state, just worked my butt off. College basketball was a wreck. It was not anything I thought it would be that, but I kept working. I always worked. I always worked. Now I did have moments where I didn't. I really didn't have a clear view, and so the ethic wasn't there because there was nothing to shoot for. So I didn't have a Super Bowl. But when you look at that and say, as an athlete, especially in like high school, then college, then pro, like let's take high school and college for example. The biggest thing for me was like winning state, and that's every high school player that's they know that they're going to the next level. That's super serious about what they got going on. They're just like, yo, I got to go to state. I got to go to state. But then you realize even if you make the state, and if you win state four times, there's a whole nother level of life you got to get to, right? So then you get to college, and you're like, yo, I got to win a championship. I got to go to the ship. Got to go to the ship. So you win a conference championship, then you win a national championship, and even after you win that, you got a whole nother level of life to live, right? So when you think about even for these guys playing in the actual Super Bowl, it's an you got a whole nother level of life to go, right? Like it's not like you won life after you won this sporting event, even for these cats. They didn't win life just because they won a sporting event. They still got to live life. So that's just like a moment for them in the grand scheme of life. That's just a moment for them, even when you win a championship. So I'm asking, like, I'm looking like, okay, so I look at my championship rings and I'm like, I'm 2 years removed or 2.5 years removed from the last championship I won, and freaking 5, 6 years removed from the first championship I won. My God, time flies. But life never stopped after winning those championships. So it's like even in those championships, what's my Super Bowl? And this is just a part of how I get there. Um, so I just and this is off the dome. I just wanna let's spit, right? Like let's talk. Like what does my Super Bowl look like? Um, and for some people, their Super Bowl is becoming a millionaire. Their Super Bowl is getting a big job, getting a six-figure job, right? Some people's Super Bowl is like just simply graduating, getting done so they can go to the next level. And when I think of a Super Bowl, I'm like, what's the end goal? Like all of this, all of this, all this stuff we're going through. What's my Super Bowl in life? Like, what's my end goal? That's what I think about. And we can go and get as deep as saying my Super Bowl is getting to heaven, which is completely like super deep. And I don't even think that I'm not even gonna ever compare that to just some Super Bowls. So we'll keep it on earth. Um, but for me, um, This is how my Super Bowl looks like this, right? Um, being married, having my kids running around, having a healthy life, healthy love, being a billionaire, owning multiple sports teams, you know what I'm saying, and having that agape love in my life, right? Like being my Super Bowl is being wealthy physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my Super Bowl. My Super Bowl does not have like I once put it like a definite dollar amount on it, but my Super Bowl is I am a billionaire and you know what I'm saying? I have a very healthy I'm on live. I'm on live having a very healthy you can text me. People are calling me, I'm on live. Um, that's what my Super Bowl looks like. I don't even know if I finished, but my Super Bowl is me having a very just a wealthy, healthy life, right? Like that's my Super Bowl. And so when I think of that, it didn't used to be though, my Super Bowl used to be like legit winning championships as an athlete. That was my Super Bowl. But sometimes you have to be outside of away from a sport or a game or whatever job you had. Um, if that becomes like your identity, and we might wax a little deep, but your perspective changes and shifts. So one thing I can say about this particular Super Bowl is just hearing how on the Ram side, a big part of their story was a lot of them, a couple of key players, their significant others were pregnant, right? So um, one of them actually gave birth during the game or right after the game. She left on a stretcher. I actually saw the stretchers coming in at the game, and it was I didn't know that was for her. But it puts it in perspective. So there's a clip of I think it was Jefferson, the wide receiver from LA, his wife actually ended up giving birth, and he found out right after the game. He's celebrating with his other little children. It was just the cutest thing. And like somebody's like, "Hey man, your wife just gave birth," and he's like, "What?" And so he leaves the celebration, and they rush to the hospital. So even though he had just won the Super Bowl, he didn't stand on a podium with them or anything, which is, it's iconic, right? We This is our moment. But that wasn't the biggest thing for him. Was not the Super Bowl. Then it was actually him bringing life into the world. So he brought a new life into this world. And so I'm just going to venture to say that a part of his personal Super Bowl, actual Super Bowl, is his family, right? To have a healthy family. And some people don't look at it like that. And then you take a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., his girlfriend, she's pregnant. And some of the reports were saying, like, yo, if she gives birth during the game, he, one report said that he said he's gonna leave the game because you know I don't blame him. I would have left too, but other people that's not their Super Bowl. Even though I'm sure they love their family, but when you think of something being your Super Bowl, this is kind of like the end all be all. This is important. This is super important, right? So for him, it's family. And obviously, he's close with his family and stuff like that. So a big part for him is family. And that's as talented as he is, a big part of him moving to Cleveland was to be with his best friend, Jarvis Landry. And then he's out of LA and he's like, this feels like family. So though guys like that, their family is a part of their Super Bowl, and as it should be. So when you ask yourself, like, what's my Super Bowl? You got to ask yourself basically, like, what's important to me? When some people say wealth, they only think monetarily, but I think about relational wealth. I think about spiritual wealth and mental wealth and physical wealth, like your health. You know what I'm saying? For me, my relationship with Christ, that's not even ranked. I just that is something that you live out of. I wouldn't even that's just way too low to even say that's my Super Bowl or getting to heaven is my Super Bowl. Like, no. Um, that's not even no, that's not even ranked. This is I'm strictly talking about earthly stuff. You feel me? Like that other the relationship with God, like it's not here. It's the thing that all of this flows out of for me. Right. So I ain't never going that's a whole nother conversation. I'm never gonna put that with anything else. It is what it is. I I'm not even gonna rank that because that's just a slap in the face, right? So if we're talking about the Super Bowls, for me, it's wealth in every area. That's my Super Bowl. Family, uh, mentally, emotionally, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff, mind, will, emotion, my soul, wealth, monetarily, all that good stuff. So um, this is a part of my Super Bowl. Hair down in my butt. That's part of my Super Bowl. So how do we get here, right? Like now that you say, all right, Steph, I can sit down and write out what my Super Bowl looks like. Like when I get here, I can look back and say, yo, this was all worth it. Um, how do you even get there? Whatever it looks like, how do you get there? Right? Like there are times in life where I just feel like I'm just falling from one I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes in life, I'd be like, "Yo, Steph, you got this, girl. You really adulting today. You doing your thing." And then sometimes I look up and I'm like, "God, what is? Why would you? Can you just take this free will? Because I keep doing dumb stuff with it. Like, please, why would you even let me? Right?" But I think all those things, even sometimes when it feels like you made a huge mistake, it's like it's like yo, this all kind of got me here. You know what I'm saying? And you can have this gorgeous map. So I'm answering the how with more like one foot in front of the other type of deal, right? I'm not here to give you like a roadmap because life is literally like just learning every day. Um, you know what I'm saying? You can do all the right stuff. I remember I had this people do vision boards and stuff. So I had written on this little piece of paper what I wanted to do and by when. I was like, graduate from law school, you know what I'm saying, get an MBA, what else? Win multiple championships. And even when you check this stuff off, it's like it's almost like you just for me, it was just like these goals became like little gods or whatever. And then it's like, now what? I I I graduated from law school, yay! I won a couple of championships, yay! I did this, yay! I did that. It's like, so what is this all leading to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had goals and things I wanted to accomplish, but it's like, why am I doing this? What is that? Goes back to the question like, what is my Super Bowl? Why am I doing this? Why am I constantly working on myself? Um, well, what's up with this personal development? I remember 2019, I went through like this so 2019 was when I got saved, when I got delivered, all that good stuff. And then I went on like this crazy journey of like um, personal development, right? Um, I mean, this particular motivational speaker, I was with him and his team going to like they stuff and all that fun stuff, right? Like 2019 was like a year that I can circle in my life and point back and say, this is one of the most important years of my life. Might even be the most important year so far. So it was very deep personal development. And I was cleaning out the room one day and I found a bunch of my notes and stuff. I keep all the notebooks together and I'm like, so why am I even implementing these things? You know, like why am I learning money? Why am I building business to make more money? You know, what's the Super Bowl? Like, what's this? What are we? Because when you think of these teams go through training camp to win. Everything they do is geared towards winning this game. So when you think about it, look at different areas of your life. I would encourage you to just write out every area of your life, like shoot, I done did this, like finances, personal relationships, yada 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 yada, money, job, whatever, whatever, and write out what what you're trying to accomplish in these areas, and like, so why do you want more money? Is it so you can just make ends meet? Are you trying to consistently give six figures a year? Do you want like security for your family? Are you trying to get investments? Like, there should be a Super Bowl, if you will, behind why you do each step. So if you don't have an end goal, then these little steps just become, they don't make you, first of all, you're not motivated to do any of that. Second of all, like, they make no sense when you're doing them, right? Like I said, I was doing these little things, and these little goals or whatever, and then it's like, so what's the big picture? Why are we doing this? Why do we even want a law degree? Why do we even want an MBA? Why do we want um w- like, why do you want influence people? Like, I want to be an influencer. It's like, why do you want more money? So you can look at it, so you can flex. You know what I'm saying? So you can have your own move away, whatever, call your own shots. Like, why? Like, what's the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl can be your ultimate why. So for me, there's a certain let's go to this let's go to the billionaire thing, right? So there's no doubt in my mind that before I leave this earth, I will be a multi-billionaire. Why do I want to be a multi-billionaire? For one, I love options. Just plain and simple. I don't like people telling me no. I don't like to ask for things. It is what it is. I like to be able to go when I want to go, stay when I want to stay, get what I want to get. I don't want to check any accounts. So that's one thing, right? Another thing is, I want my children to be born into wealth. And then another thing, I want to own sports teams. So why do I want to own sports teams, right? Like, I want to own sports teams because there are certain ways that I believe that sports teams can impact communities. I love sports. Um, Obviously, particularly, my favorite. And there's also certain ways I think leagues should go. So sports team owners influence the way leagues are run. Why? So it's a lot of reasons as to why I want what I want. And so those are kind of that's my Super Bowl. You really have multiple, like, Super Bowls, if you will. All right. Like, if you look at what, like we talked about, what the Super Bowl stands for, it's like, it's the championship in this certain area. It's the end all be all at the end of the season, and so you have multiple areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's complex. Like, you got multiple different areas. What's my Super Bowl in this area? What's my Super Bowl in that area? Um, Even happy, joy filled, love filled marriage can be a Super Bowl, and it should be, honestly, because that's the most important human relationship next to your relationship with yourself that you're gonna have. And so, what, you know what I'm saying? Why you swiping right or swiping left on Twinder, on Twinder? Oh my God, on Twitter, on what's this? What's the name of it? Tinder. Have y'all heard of Tinder swindler? Because I heard that was real intense. I don't know how out. Listen, okay, let's press pause. How did all these women? How desperate are you that you on here getting swindled on Tinder? Like, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? I'm sure it's some beautiful relationships formed online, but really, y'all, really, really, the Tinder swindler. I think I said that right. That's why I keep calling Twinder, because it's swindler. Anyway, I slick want to watch it, but I don't. But anyway, anyway, what was I saying? Let's hop back in this. Um, okay, so you keeping it with our analogy. So how it seems to me when I think about it, so many great stories out there, right? You always get the best stories when somebody wins a championship or like this Super Bowl had a lot of really good stories. Um, and so if you think about that, like how did they get here? So I had this, I tested out this, I was like, you know what? It was like 2016. I hadn't won a championship yet, but I just felt it in my bones that we were gonna win one, that we was this the year, right? So I had to test out my belief that if I put in the work, every single rep counted. If I put in the work, I'll get the results. So I never cheated on a rep. I, I was crazy, y'all. I trained 2 to 3 times a day. I mean, y'all, 2 to 3 times a day. I don't even remember taking an off day. If I did, I don't remember it. I mean, I'm talking about well, I was in the pool doing sprints on the field, on the track, on the hills, in sand. I mean, I trained and trained and trained and trained. And at the end of that season, I was one of the top players in women's football, first team All Pro or All American. Um, won a championship. I mean, 100 plus yards a game as a receiver. I mean, I got exactly everything I wanted. I won my Super Bowl. And so that experience showed me when I go back and rework it and re-engineer it in my mind, reverse engineer, that experience showed me that like every little thing I did not know how at first when I got into it. And you may not know how either. And I'm not sitting here saying step one, step two, step three, step four. What I'm saying is you might not know how. You feel me? Like you might not know how it's going to happen, but it's like every little thing just builds on bills and bills and bills and bills and bills and bills. Like I didn't know that the reps that I was doing, like the this rep in the sand or that rep on the hill or that rep in the pool, like they just built and built and built and built. I mean, a routine, a routine, a routine workout for me was 1,000 yard sprints, which is basically running 10 football fields. So I would run one, my walk across the end zone, run 100 yards, walk across the end zone, another 100 yards, walk across the end zone until I got to 1,000 yards. And so that was a very normal routine for me. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I just knew that if I kept doing this and kept doing it, kept at it every day, every day, it would build on the day before. And that ended in great success for me. So I heard one time that success is not accident and neither is failure. And I believe that because I've lived it. Where the areas where I failed at, times when I failed back to me, like I could point back to either lack of effort or lack of something in that area. So it wasn't like you failed. Oh wow, you failed. It's like taking a test. If you didn't study for a test, you definitely gonna fail. Do not be surprised when you see that F or that low D. That's not even a passing D. Don't be surprised. Okay. I remember I was a biology major coming in college. For me, y'all, I didn't care nothing about science or math. And I was in the math and science community. We had little communities in high school. I was in the math science community, no business in there whatsoever, but I was. And so I decided to take my little happy jack self to college and study the hardest. It was like the hardest major at the school. And so I got my test back, my very first test, and it was a D. It's a D, a D. Think I'm doing it right. Y'all get it. That woman, the professor told me, she said, she me personally. She looked across the classroom and made eye contact with me. For sure, I really think so, if I remember that moment correctly. And said, some of y'all need to just go change y'all majors now, judging by your grade. I looked down, I said, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to. Y'all, I went ahead and changed that major. But to my original point, I didn't know what was going on. It was not a surprise that I failed that first test. And then the other people that made A's or B's or whatever, they went on to be very, I think they may be doctors now, but you know what I'm saying? They studied. That was a predictable result. You can predict success and failure. It's a predictable result every time. So when you think about the things that you want and when you list them out and say, this is my Super Bowl, then now you have to put in the reps. Now you got to put in the work. What does that look like? Maybe it's working on your business every day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's going to the gym or going to the track or wherever you can go to train every day. Maybe it's that. Like one of my Super Bowls is a six pack. All right. Let me show y'all my screen. Hold on, my phone screen. This is one of my Super Bowls. Do I have a six pack right now? I do not, because I just came back from LA eating everything. So am I winning that Super Bowl right now? Right now, y'all, we're going through a rough patch in the season because I wouldn't stop eating when I was in LA. All right. If you notice by these cheeks, my it all, y'all. My food either go to my hair, my cheeks, or I guess my legs. Anyway, that's one of my super six pack. Before I get pregnant, I want a six pack. I will get a six pack. So one of my Super Bowls is to be healthy inside and out, not just to have muscles, but be internally healthy, right? To have a healthy heart, to have all my everything functioning healthily, and you know, it's time for me to get on up out of here when I'm 120. Okay. Um, but that's what it looks like. So nobody just wins overnight. One of my favorite people always says that she was a 10-year overnight success, right? So she's like living in what some would call their Super Bowl, but that didn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? That took 10 years of reps and reps and reps and reps, what's working, what's not, failures, you know what I'm saying, here and there, and getting back up. Like it's every I told one of my was like, man, I tore my ACL. And I was just like, man, literally one rep, one session, one day at a time. And when you look back and you're gonna be able to walk without assistance, then you're gonna be able to jog, then you're gonna be able to run, then you're gonna be able to sprint. So one, you know what I'm saying, one at a time. So write down your Super Bowl, write it down in every area. What does it look like? What does your Super Bowl look like in your finances? What does your Super Bowl look like in your career? What does your Super Bowl look like in your personal relationships? What does your Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, look like physically, in your body? Is your Super Bowl being married with four kids? I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Whatever it looks like, is your Super Bowl just having a peaceful, a quiet, peaceful life? You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad Super Bowl at all. Okay. So write down your Super Bowl and then write down what it's going to take to get there. I knew during my most successful season that I wanted 1,000 yards that season. And I said that I'll need 100 plus yards a game. And I if I can get 100 plus yards a game, then my team can win. There's no way to lose if I do this. So I was right. I was right. So I had those goals, and then that got us to the game, and then that helped us to win the game, right? You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to look at it. That's just how you got to look at it. So what's it, so one, write down your Super Bowl. What is it? What does it look like? What does your Super Bowl look like, right? If God is like, yo, I'm gonna give you right now, whatever you say, I'll give it to you. What does that look like? Don't go Solomon on me. Don't get deep. Lord, I just want wins. Yeah, that's really good too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like right now in the natural, what does your Super Bowl look like? Right? Do you have a six-figure job? Do you live this place or that place? Like, write down what it is and then write down what it's gonna take to get there. And then go do it. I know it sounds I'm making it sound super simple, but it is simple. I didn't say it was easy. Easy and simple are two different words. So just because it's simple does not mean it's easy. It's not going to be easy. I mean, these cats, man, and honestly, it's on both sides. The Bengals too, like shoot, blood, sweat, tears, like literally blood, sweat, tears. Football is a very violent game, and you bleed sometimes. You sweat, obviously, and then you cry. You even cry when you win. Y'all know Odell is a meme now, right? I posted it the other day, which is hilarious. You cry when you win, you cry when you lose. But in the end, what them tears mean is what's important. You know what I'm saying? You cry victory and defeat. I would much rather cry tears of victory and joy than defeat. So that's what I wanted to come on and talk about tonight. You feel me? Shout out to the replay game. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I really hope this spurs you on to really think about like, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you even want a job? Why do you need a job? Are you just trying to pay bills? That should be nobody's Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You should get to a point where bills on automatic draft and you don't even know what's coming out. For real. But anyway, I hope you guys have a really good Monday night. You know what I'm saying? Help your girl out. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm actually gonna have a mix of like my training videos, my athlete training videos, mostly wide receiver training. You know what I'm saying? Talks like this. Okay. I don't mind sitting here talking to y'all live. Y'all, I stayed on Instagram live one night, way too long, giggling about God knows what, So I randomly go live on Instagram. But yo, subscribe, like it, share it. I don't know if you can share it. Yeah, you can share it, copy the link. This is just a live to make you guys think. I want you to think. I want you to write down. I want you to write the vision, make it plain. Where are you going? Why are you doing what you're doing right now? And then I want you to go out and just get ready, go and execute it. You feel me? So thank you for coming to my YouTube live. I love you guys. Please subscribe, tell your friends. I'm about to hit y'all with a bunch of training videos anyway. Um, all free game. I'm just here for free game. All right. I mean, I'm not just here for free game, but tonight I am. All right. Okay. Much love. Y'all have a good Monday night. Peace.